So, a lot of people sort of think that Microsoft is in sort of a crisis right now. I don't actually think it's that bad, but it is something that maybe kind of bears a little weight to pay attention to, because at the end of the day, if Microsoft isn't getting games, or developers are afraid to put games on Xbox because they feel like it's not viable, what can you do at that point? I feel like they're in sort of this world of hurt at that particular point. It would be not a great thing for the brand. It wouldn't be a great thing for fans, and it wouldn't be a great thing for anybody, really, if you want to get down to it. Now, in particular, this one indie game I don't feel like is something that is going to make or break Xbox, but when you start to see some of these other games miss the mark, I guess, or when you start to see some of these games maybe not come to the platform for whatever reason, I think we start to see what's considered a trend, and that's probably not a great thing to have if you're Microsoft. So I did kind of want to get into this because I felt it was a very interesting video and something to talk about. I'm going to link this as well. This is coming way from Pure Xbox, as an indie game skips Xbox launch to see if, quote, demand is strong enough. We will consider the possibility of offering the title on Xbox. Now, for those of you that don't know, I sort of talked about this game in the past. It's not some huge game. It's the Inspector Gadget game. I did a video about it weeks ago when it was announced. And it seems like Microsoft will get a game. Metal Gear Solid 3, for instance, looks like it's coming to Xbox. That's much bigger in my opinion. And then they'll lose something due to lack of interest or whatever the heck that is. Indie publisher Microids brings lots of its titles to Xbox platforms, with the majority of games arriving as full multi-platform releases these days. However, one game currently under the team's wing isn't coming to Xbox as of right now, and the response from the publisher is causing a bit of stir on social media. The title in question is Smart Tales Games' Inspector Gadget Mad Party Time, which is currently planned to launch on PlayStation and PC platforms. When asked why that was the case, they said that there wasn't enough demand for the game to launch on Xbox right now, and said the following: if demand is strong enough, we will consider the possibility of offering the title on Xbox, which obviously doesn't sound good. If you're an Xbox fan, you're probably going, man, what do we got to do to get people to, realize that we're a viable source? Like, some people, I know the PlayStation fans are going to go, that's because you're all used to Game Pass and Game Pass this and Game Pass that, and it's the evils of Game Pass and you don't buy games, blah, blah, blah. Now, the truth of the matter is, maybe it doesn't look as attractive because Microsoft doesn't really announce numbers, which is factual. They don't announce any numbers for their console sales. So a lot of times these indie developers have no idea how much, how many people they would be making the game for. For instance, if there's 25 million Xbox Series X's and S's sold, that's quite a lot. But if they're not actually announcing anything, people can assume almost any number, to be honest with you. While Sony announced, 37 million PS5s or whatever, that's a high amount. And, we could continue to see those types of amounts grow and grow and grow. So at the end of the day, I think Microsoft has not done a good enough job. This is part of the problem with some of the things that they've said, which, in fact are like, if we make a great game, it might not sell. We're not going to sell a bunch of consoles, et cetera, might be accurate. But, one of the things that's going to backfire, or maybe that has backfired a little bit, is this situation where Microsoft didn't put as much reliance on selling the consoles. I think that it's smart not to do that in this day and age, but I also think that if you're not selling neck and neck with the next biggest platform, you're not going to get some games. I mean, obviously the big games are going to come, but throughout history, gaming is littered, and trust me, this is stuff I know, gaming is littered with companies that didn't get third-party support and eventually died out. I'm not saying Xbox is going to die out, but I'm saying they need all the third-party support they could get, and it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense for these type of games to be skipping the platform at this particular point. That's strictly kind of my opinion. Now, Windows Central's Jez Gordon, our buddy, has commented on this, worrying that teams are sometimes deeming Xbox too small of a platform to launch their games on, while The Verge's Tom Warren is likening the situations to Windows Phone apps back in the day. Jez Gordon says, as he subtweets, Microids, if the demand is strong enough, will consider the possibility of offering it on Xbox. He says, this is where we're at with the Xbox platform now. Developers think the platform isn't big enough to worth considering. And Tom Warren says, it's the Windows Phone situation all over again. So maybe these reactions are a little bit hyperbolic. It is social media, but it is disappointing to see games skip Xbox, especially when it seems that no sort of exclusivity deal is in place, and it's merely a dev decision to wait and see about Xbox. But this isn't the first time we've seen something like this. What's the demand for an Inspector Gadget game on PlayStation? What's the demand for an Inspector Gadget game on PC? I don't know. Is it more so than Xbox? Who knows? At this particular time, it's kind of hard to say, but I think it's kind of interesting that developers are taking this tack. And again, we see all the time now that, there could be games that are coming to Xbox that might not come to place, like Stalker 2, but that's a situation where obviously that's gotten some Game Pass money, maybe some funding to help complete the game. And so we see that as sort of a different situation or whatever, whereas this particular game or what have you, I just feel like a lot of times when it comes down to these games releasing on one platform over the other, maybe they're a small developer, maybe they'll eventually see it, maybe this is just a tactic to get people talking about their game. I don't really know. It could be that, but at the end of the day, is it worrying that we might not see every game on the platform? I think it can be a little bit worrying. I think that it's something that bears paying attention to, in the future. I think that it's something that Microsoft has to kind of work on. Like, even though you may, and I kind of agree with what they're doing, like, try to get as many people playing Xbox games as possible, but I also think that you have to work to get your consoles out there as well, because that's going to be a steady stream of people subscribing to Game Pass. That's going to be enticing to developers who want you to actually, put their games on your platform. This is all stuff that they need, in my opinion. So, I hope that they can get this all sorted out very quickly. Like, this game doesn't really matter much to me, or I'm pretty sure probably most Xbox fans, but at the same time, you're going to need to go out there and make sure that you have content and day and date, or at least, within reason proximity of these content launching on the the PlayStation and things like that. So where do you guys stand on this? I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know. I'm Crap Gamer. Obviously, this is Crap Gamer Reviews. Hope you all have a great day. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Rack 'em up.